Bam! All right, and welcome back, guys. We've got interesting new zombie news and updates to go over in this video. A new operator, a dark Aether camo update, 2 new round-based maps that we might be seeing in the future, the final Cold War Zombies update in the future of the unreleased onslaught maps here. As always, we're going to be going over all this information in a rapid style video. That way you can quickly watch this video and get right back into game. If you're new here and want to sub, I'd greatly appreciate that. And if you also left a like or a comment, thank you so much for that, because it does greatly help out the channel. With that, let's move right into the video. Now, one really small thing, but I still want to cover it for people who do care. They added a brand new operator into Vanguard yesterday, Florence Carter, and it's in the Florence Carter operator bundle. The bundle itself, pretty basic. You get some variants that are kind of meh, get a calling card title, obviously the operator itself. You get the golden exfil emblem. Actually, that's kind of sick. I like exfilling. But with that, I'm definitely not going to buy this. In Cold War, I bought every operator. I only bought the very first operator bundle here in Vanguard. I didn't buy Isabella, I didn't get Florence, I didn't get Gavasto, and I didn't get Thomas. So I'm probably going to be skipping out on this. Her favorite weapon is the brand new AR if you're still trying to level that up quicker, which is kind of cool. I'm still trying to level it up, but I don't want to spend the 20 bucks to get this operator. Trust me, now that I've got Snoop Dogg, I'm a-okay. Dude, my textures just aren't loading anymore, bro. I don't know what's going on here. I'm a-okay skipping out on this operator, and it sucks. Because of that, I'm not going to be able to get, you know, the hero gear, the diamond gear. You actually can't get the diamond gear in these categories unless you buy all the operators. But I don't know. I don't care enough to really get it. Let me know if you guys are planning on getting the brand new Florence Carter operator, because it's something that I am definitely going to be skipping out on. And now for the next topic, we have something I'm actually very surprised about, something I've been saying I didn't think was going to happen at any point in time. But if you go in game in Warzone right now, go to the brand new AR that was added in Season 3, and you go to the completionist camos, you can see there's gold, diamond, atomic, and there's now a plague diamond for this weapon. It looks exactly the same as the normal diamond camo, but clearly this was added in here intentionally, because the word plague diamond wouldn't have just showed up. And on top of this, in the code with this update that added this as well, there is the dark Aether camo, or the starting of the dark Aether camo from Vanguard Zombies. The green camo that looks like Green Tiger is kind of in the game. It's a little bit buggy. It's kind of weird. It's got mostly dark Aether coverage, but then there's some random spots of atomic on the weapon. So it's a little bit buggy and it's not done yet. But think about it. In Cold War Zombies, it took 8 months from the launch of Cold War for the dark Aether camo to be added here in Warzone. But now if we go to camouflage here, we go to zombies, go to master, you can see that dark Aether camo eventually made its way into Warzone from Cold War, but it took 8 months, and it might actually be coming sooner for the Vanguard version of the dark Aether camo. Unfortunately, the Vanguard dark Aether camo doesn't look anywhere near as good as the Cold War dark Aether camo, but I'm glad. I know a lot of people didn't even want it because it doesn't look that great, but I mean, hey, if you unlock the camo in Vanguard Zombies, it takes a lot of time to unlock. You should be able to use that. But you know what I'm more excited about than the dark Aether camo? The golden Viper camo. The golden Viper camo from Vanguard is insane, and if we're going to be able to use that in Warzone, that's going to be really fun to check out with some of the mastercrafts that get added into Vanguard. I think people really sleep on the golden Viper camo in Vanguard. That's what I'm most excited about. But yeah, there is that. It looks like at some point in the future in Warzone, we're actually getting all 3 mastery camos from Vanguard Zombies to be usable on the Vanguard weapons in Warzone. Boom. And now next, let's go ahead and talk about what was most likely our final content update for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Now, what I mean by this, obviously we know in the future we are going to be getting more updates to Cold War. We're getting the UGR SMG, we're getting the Scythe melee weapon, we're also going to be getting obviously the Lazar operator, we're going to be getting jungle, and probably some bug fixes and whatnot. What I mean by content update is, you know, update that's more geared towards zombies, that's going to be adding new content like the super Easter egg, adding new field upgrades, adding wonder weapon support in other areas, new onslaught maps. And it looks like the super Easter egg update that we got a week ago that added the super Easter egg with the rewards with that added the bug fixes for Tombstone, and that was supposed to fix the invisible zombie bug, was going to be our last big content update for zombies. We know this from Kevin Drew's tweet. Hope everyone enjoyed the goodies from the new not so secret super Easter egg. It was a swan song, and a big thank you from the team to everyone who stayed with us throughout Cold War and completed all the quests. The big question for me is, do I go with Peck or Raptor 1? Now, what a swan song is, it means a final performance. performance. Now, the way Kevin phrased this, I don't think he means that this is going to be his swan song, that after this he's moving on from Treyarch. What I think he means is that this is the Treyarch devs team swan song for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. After this, they're kind of diverting all the efforts onto the next project. We know they're busy. Every single blog post they put out, they're saying they're working on a lot of stuff right now. So they're probably diverting most of their resources to the next Treyarch game whenever that's set to release. And this was the last like big content update for Zombies. Obviously, we hopefully will still get bug fixes. Hopefully the invisible zombie does get worked out at some point. We'll be getting the new weapons, the new scythe, but I don't think we're going to be seeing any big content updates that really changes anything for Zombies. The last big one we got was the super Easter egg, and all future resources are going to be developing the next Treyarch game. And we actually did get a little bit more information to support this. Foxhound said this on the Call of Duty Discord when he was asked about if the CRBERS and CRYSTALAXE will be making their way into Outbreak. He said getting them into Zombies requires more effort than just dropping them into the loot pool. There's stability concerns to manage, so they haven't made it in yet. Then he asked if at any point in time they plan on adding it. They most likely will not, since we're working on quite a bit right now. They also asked about the unreleased onslaught maps, and he said the same note about stability applies here. Sure, some people can force them in like Lego Unlock, but they haven't passed a number of tests to push them all out. So yeah, as you've seen with our videos, we have been playing quite a bit of the unreleased onslaught maps, but we have ran into a few bugs. For the most part, most of the maps function fine, but when we did play slums, none of the zombies were able to throw meat at us when we jumped on top of things. If you jumped on top of any sort of car, the zombies just sort of stood there and didn't do anything. And even with the maps that I played that were perfectly fine, we didn't notice any bugs on Miami or WMD. You got to keep in mind, I played these maps probably 3 times to record a video, and yeah, I didn't run into any bugs, but obviously when you have a giant pool of people playing things, testing everything, there's probably issues that I didn't find, things that could crash the game and whatnot. I know when I was working with the glitch that allowed me to put bots into Zombies where we were playing with the bots, no matter what, after about 30 minutes, the game crashes. It just crashes right there. That's why we weren't able to do the D Machine Easter egg. Once you force load bots into your game doing the glitch, it doesn't matter. Your game's going to crash. And there's a lot of issues like that that have to be tested, and that takes manpower. And it kind of puts Treyarch in a bad position. I definitely see where he's coming with here. People right now are being like, hey, go ahead, release these. They're ready to go. But if they just release them without testing them, those same people are going to be like, hey, why would you release this? It's buggy. It's a mess. You should have just held off until it was ready. And they're clearly extremely busy working on the next Zombies game. They're working on Vanguard Zombies with the round-based stuff coming to there. They're working on the next Zombies game, potentially a round-based mode. So their kind of hands are tied with that. And I think the position in it right now is actually not that bad of a position. If you really wanted to play these unreleased onslaught maps, if you did a quick Google search, you'd be able to find out how to do the glitch. You'd be able to get into it, play these unreleased onslaught maps. And this way, it relieves the stress off of Treyarch, because people can't complain. If there's bugs on the unreleased onslaught maps, if they crash, if there's zombie tracking issues, people can't complain that are playing it because they weren't really supposed to be playing it in the first place. So that's kind of my hope for this. If they never release the onslaught maps, I kind of hope the glitch just doesn't get patched, because I think that's a win-win for everyone. People who really care about it, who really want to play it, can find their way, go ahead, get into these unreleased onslaught maps, have some fun. If there are issues, you can't really blame Treyarch for it, because hey, it's not officially supported right now, and it's not like playing these maps give anyone an unfair advantage. There's not like super pile-up glitches that are going to give you a ton of XP. It's just like playing normal onslaught map, but in a new scenery that's kind of fun. And if you wanted to do glitches that get you a ton of XP, trust me, on round-based maps, I'm pretty sure there's way better options. You're wasting your time trying to play these unreleased onslaught maps. Same thing goes for the CRYSTALAXE and CRBERS. I would love to have these in Outbreak, but once again, we just got to understand they're working on a ton of stuff, and them just dropping it in there, certain situations going into different things could cause the game to crash, and it just, all that stuff has to be play tested and make sure it's completely ready to go. That way it doesn't ruin Outbreak, where it's constantly crashing in different scenarios and stuff. So yeah, that right there is the current state of Cold War Zombies and the updates that are going to be coming to it, at least what we know on the surface. Obviously there might be secret stuff they're working on, but it does look like we got the last big update for Cold War Zombies. Maybe at some point way in the future, when they're kind of working on the next game, there's kind of a lull in the Zombies community, maybe they'll end up bringing those wonder weapons because of all the requests for it, maybe a few more onslaught maps, but right now it doesn't seem to be like a priority of theirs. They're not working on that, which is good. It means they're going to get more dev time on the next Zombies game, which I'm super excited for. I loved Cold War Zombies, and they're going to have even more time to work on the next Treyarch game. So hopefully it's a banger, but it's a little bit unfortunate we're not getting these things, but you know what, we'll live on and we'll continue to go. And now for the last topic of the day, here we are back on Vanguard Zombies. You guys already know they have told us next season, in season 4, we are going to be getting a new round-based map in Vanguard called Chino Shinonuma Reborn, which is based off the original version of Shinonuma with a new wonder weapon. It's going to have the flogger, it's going to have electric traps, it's going to have new pack-a-punch camos, it's going to have a new Dark Aether main quest with storyline elements, all that 9 yards. However, code for that was added at the start of season 3 when it came out, but there was also a code name for another round-based map. So from what it looks like, next season in season 4, we should be getting Shinonuma Reborn, and then they have plans to potentially add a 4th one at some point down the line. Now, the reason I find this so interesting comes down to scheduling. From what it looks like from leaks and rumors, we're probably not going to be getting a season 6 here in Vanguard and Vanguard Zombies. And even if we do get a season 6, it's going to either be a very short season or kind of overlap the Modern Warfare game coming out later this year and kind of extend into the life cycle of that game, just because of how long the Vanguard seasons have been going on. Vanguard seasons have been longer than usual, and if you're going to fit 6 seasons in a year and they're longer than usual, either the last one's going to be shorter or the last one's going to have to be canceled. Meaning if there is going to be a second round-based map, it's going to be in season 5, or maybe the short season 6 if there is a season 6, which is weird because usually we don't get maps in seasons back to back. Usually you'd get it in like season 2, season 3 would be an off season, and then you get another one in season 4. But that might be changing with Vanguard Zombies. Keep in mind, just because there was another round-based map found in the code, it could definitely get scrapped at some point. A lot of stuff for Vanguard has been scrapped in the past, so they might be planning it, might be just not have enough time for it, or maybe it could launch after Modern Warfare launches. We've seen that before with other games, so it's definitely possible we continue to get Vanguard Zombies content after the launch of Modern Warfare 2 later this year. We've never seen a brand new fully original map come out after a game's launch, but it makes sense for this to be the first time. Modern Warfare 2 is not going to have zombies in it, and next year is going to be an off year. There's not going to be a new main series games, so Zombies fans after the end of Vanguard are going to have to wait quite a long time for more actual Zombies content to be coming out, unless the rumored standalone zombie game comes out, which, keep in mind, that's all still just kind of rumors at this point. It'd be great if it happened, but if it doesn't, it's going to be a really dry time for zombie fans. There's not going to be much happening, so maybe that's the plan for the next round-based map, is kind of wait and kind of sprinkle out other content like that throughout the big drought we have. Obviously, I'd prefer to see it in Cold War, but I would much rather take some zombies content over no zombies content. But let's talk about what the map itself could be. So the first round-based map we're going to be getting for Vanguard Zombies is going to be Shinonuma Reborn, which is going to be Shinonuma, which is already in the game, with just additional stuff added to it. But I mean, it's not just like a remastered map. They're adding new wonder weapons and a bunch of other stuff. I wonder if for the 4th map, if it does come out, if they're going to make another Reborn style map, if they're going to make, you know, Verrucht Reborn, which is Verrucht, but they add new wonder weapons, new stuff to it. That'd be kind of cool. Or I wonder if they're going to go the route of making a completely new and original map, the first kind of fully unique map for Vanguard, and they have already kind of started it. If you go into Terra Maledicta and go to the Void, there is a Dark Aether themed map, and I've seen some rumors of people talking about making a Dark Aether inspired map. I always wanted that in Cold War. My biggest hopes for Cold War was a map completely in the Dark Aether. I thought that'd be insane. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, but hey, even getting it in Vanguard would be pretty cool in my opinion. I'd love to see it, and they've already got the start of it in Terra Maledicta and the Void Objective. That area is pretty cool. I'd love to see an entire map. But thinking about that, it takes more and more time to develop a completely original map like that. So if they are going to make it, you know, Dark Aether inspired, completely original, I really don't think we'd see it launching before the launch of Modern Warfare 2, because that would just take more and more time to develop, but it would be sick. But yeah, that's really all the news here. So we might be getting an additional round-based map in Vanguard, the second one after the launch of the Shinonuma Reborn next season. It could just be another remake map. We don't have any details on it. Any details about the map itself right now are just speculation, but it could be a lot of cool things. Even if you don't like Vanguard Zombies, I still think it's a good thing that we're getting more Vanguard Zombies content, because some content is always better than no content in my opinion, and it's definitely going to be fun to at least try it out, to see kind of what round base would look like in Vanguard, because I'm curious. Even though I don't have the highest hopes for it, but it's still something new to try out and hopefully keep us until the next Treyarch game launches, whenever that is going to be. With that, boys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. We covered quite a bit of new stuff here. The new Operator, Dark Aether being added to Warzone, 2 round-based maps that are going to be coming to Vanguard. Well, one that we know for a fact, one that probably potentially might be coming, and what that could potentially be. The fact that Cold War Zombies is probably not getting any new content updates, and the fact that Outbreak is there's going to be no new onslaught maps, which is very sad. Let me know out of everything in the video what your opinions are, what you're most excited about, what you're most disappointed about, all that cool stuff. If you're new here and want to sub, I greatly appreciate that. And if you left a like or a comment, I appreciate it because it helps us out a ton. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I want to give a massive thanks to everyone who became a Twitch sub or a YouTube member, and an extra special thanks to those who taken above and beyond and became an Unlock Plus Plus member here on YouTube. We got the GOAT Positive Expert, the most OP Gobblegum ever round robin, the 2x Trader Purple, the absolute legend Nick G, the massive Chad Noah, and the craziest story arc ever Scar.